Members of the Audi board, President of Florida, former President, Prime Minister of France. So many great and good are here, ready for the start of this race. Safety car pulls off. And we are ready to go green at Le Mans. 24 hours will start to count down now as Bill France waves the tricolor, the French flag. The Audis go too wide and the #1 car is looking for the lead immediately. Andre Lotterer is going around the outside of Alain McNish to take the lead of the race for the team that won last year and the year before. And with McNish on the inside, it was always up to Lotterer to try and get the better start. And already that's the Alpine ducks across the chicane rather than run into somebody. A challenge for third. Toyota's moved up, and that is the first Toyota, I think, of Anthony Davidson, the number... Oh, it's not. It's Nico Lapierre, the #7 car, that has gone off like a scalded cat. He's got by Davidson and the #3 Audi of Lucas Di Grassi.
Wow, this is so exciting. I always get major chills down my back whenever the start of Le Mans happens. I still remember my first start, and it's such an exciting thing to do. You come around the corner, and there's that wall of people. You just can't even comprehend how many people love this race and come to spectate it. And then you're off, and that's it. It's the start of 24 hours. It's hard to even comprehend at the beginning.
275,000 last year. They were hoping to at least equal that. And what a start by Nick Lapierre. What he did, I'd actually noticed, coming under the Dunlop Bridge, he went round the long way round Scotch Corner, Alain McNish's famous bend. And as they dived down into the Forest S's, he was on the inside, and that was it. Straight into third place, ahead of Luca Di Grassi.
Really impressive and very, very brave in these conditions. I'd be interested to see where the wettest portions of the track are. I'm hoping we can get an idea from these in-car cameras, but certainly the first lap, it looked very wet into Mulsanne corner, and we've just had another car passing. That was the Audi coming through.
That was Lapierre moving up into second place ahead of Alain McNish. Andre Lotterer leads the race out of the first chicane on the Mulsanne, through the kink by the restaurant, but Lapierre is going for glory here. McNish comes back on the inside. Now, of course, the Audi's four-wheel drive traction out of the chicane may well have helped him. Nico gets in front.
I think that's just a bit of smart decision-making there, wasn't it?
Well, nobody's going to lose a nose here as they
said earlier, don't try and win this race on the first lap of it. Nick Lapierre, of course, this morning, fastest in the warm-up, and that was the fastest time Toyota's done all week. So, of course, inevitably in the media centre, people are saying, have they been holding back?
I know a lot of people are saying that. I just don't believe it. From what I've heard and seen behind some closed doors, there was a lot of nervousness about in the dry, could they keep up with Audi? And frankly, if they were holding back, they wouldn't be holding back by 4 seconds.
Listen, lots and lots of changes going behind. 21 cars sent to the back of the grid. The final 21 cars at the rolling start included LMP1 and LMP2 front runners in both GT classes as well. So there's mayhem going on behind. No contact, no crashes so far. Lots of changes. Danny Watts is already up to 25th place in the Straka. That car cannot afford an accident. It has one piece of front bodywork, and that's on the car now. Well, Toyota looking happy, but it is still the first couple of minutes of the race, Mark. We've got 23 hours, 56:48 to go.
Hugh de Schonack, of course, #2 to Kinoshita-san in the Toyota hierarchy this weekend, and Hugh being given the Spirit of Le Mans award this year, an award for people who've done great things for Le Mans over the years. Of course, one with Mazda, one outright in '91. He won with the Orekas the years before, the Oreka Vipers in the years before that, all through the late 90s
and
into the noughties.
There comes Anthony Davidson looking for fourth place on Lucas Di Grassi on the run down to the Ford chicane. We're on board with Davidson. There's no Audi in front. He got the spot. Toyota have gone from 4th and 5th to 2nd and 4th. So the race is on. Now, if they can keep this up for another 23 hours, 56 minutes, I will be beyond excited, I think, by the end of this race.
This is for the lead, and is that going to go? Is Lotterer going to fall prey to France's Nick Lapierre?
Well, maybe I think Toyota might be trying to prove a point right now in these difficult conditions. They're saying, look, guys, we're in this to push hard for the win, and we're not just going to let you walk away with it. And at the same time, it looks like some of the Audi drivers are being a little bit smart. They're not we're not seeing the huge aggression we saw last year at the start of the race, but then we don't have the dry conditions that we had either.
Well, there you go. And is it that maybe the Toyotas have gone for a more conservative tyre that is giving them better grip now, that might give up later if it stops raining and drizzling? Or is it just that the qualifying flattered the Audis and didn't flatter the Toyotas. Right behind, the battle for 5th place. Now again, you can see the Audi out dragging the Toyota, but the Toyota has the inside line. So Anthony Davidson holds on in front of Lucas Di Grassi, and Di Grassi very, very impressive in this Audi in qualifying, and a sensible race on his shoulder, race head on his shoulders. Olivier Pla leads LMP2. He's the pole sitter in the 24 Oak Racing Morgan Nissan, and John Martin, who was second in class only in the last 2 minutes of qualifying after having held pole for 2 days. He is right with him, so no changes there. In the pro class, Aston Martin, Darren Turner leading. 2 P2 cars between him and Bob Bell in the 99 Aston. Third, Mark Lieb in the Porsche. And in the AM class, Alan Simonsen, the Danish Aston Martin. Hello to Jane Leslie, because her son is engineering that car, is working on it. They are a long way clear of their rivals, but the battle for the lead, Mark, this is classic early Le Mans stuff. It's a Formula Ford 10-lapper, but they've got another 24 hours to do it in, and another pass.
And it's just changed, that is it. Lapierre has taken the lead for Toyota, but look how McNish has closed on them. Heat coming into his tyres, and suddenly they're all there.
That's not the lead. This is still the battle for seconds.
Yeah.
That's a little bit cozy there coming down that straight this early on.
Inside through the kink where Mark Webber flew over the brow. This is the run up to Indianapolis, and the Lapierre car will get a tremendous slingshot. McNish defends on the right-hand side, doesn't get anywhere near the racing line. That is the battle for the lead. Andre Lotterer, the #1 car, right behind him is Nico Lapierre. So I beg your pardon, it was
Anthony Davidson
in the battle for third, and Davidson's got by the other 2 Audis.
Oh my goodness! So at the moment we're at the beginning of Le Mans. We're only a few laps in, and already Toyota is 1-2.
Right now, hang on a minute.
1-3.
I thought we just saw them do that, didn't we?
Hang on a minute. It's the Toyota that's supposed to be doing the fuel economy runs. It's the Audis that are supposed to be running much faster but much shorter. What's going on with this?
No, Lotterer is still leading. Let's just get that straight.
We saw the pass. We saw the pass.
I thought we did. Maybe
we did see the pass. He just hasn't gone through another timing beacon. There are only 3 timing sectors in 12 kilometres. It won't update until it gets to the line, but we saw the pass.
Some faster sector times from both of our front runners at the moment.
That's out of date. That's the end of sector 2.
That is Anthony Davidson we're looking at the moment.
That is
absolutely.
place.
Ahead of him is Lotterer and Lapierre.
Yep. No, ahead of him is Lapierre and Lotterer. Last time we saw them, the Toyota got in front.
Well, I have to say, you can tell your drivers to make sure that they look after the cars for 24 hours, but you can never take the racing driver out of these boys.
Toyota,
and I think Toyota has something to prove.
The line there. So Andre Lotterer, well, again, our timing screen has updated. Lotterer's obviously got back in front. Lapierre in second, was 0.4 behind him. That is the battle for the lead. So it has swapped back yet again. We saw the pass. Did we not see the pass? Maybe we didn't.
Well, this is looking like a 20-minute sprint race right now, isn't it? This is not looking like the start of a 24-hour race. If you just jumped into this coverage and had no idea what it was, you'd be pretty excited.
You think it was a 10-lapper?
We're certainly not seeing a processional at the moment.
Well, fastest man on track is Nico Lapierre. Set the fastest lap from the rolling start and is faster again in the first sector than Alan McNish. Than Andre Lotterer, rather, right in front. In fact, Lotterer's just pulled out a 10th on that last sector.
And Lapierre has just done his fastest lap in that car in a 3:33.3. That's 0.02 of a second faster.
Final qualifying.
We're still 10 seconds off qualifying times, though. Which is...
Yeah, the 7 car was 3:26.6 in qualifying. They've just done a...
This is a wet track, remember, though. That's the difference. Danny Watson up to 18th. He started 36th after Nick Leventis failed to do enough qualifying to get a time for his part in the car. Danny Watts up to 18th place, and he's right behind Tim Smith at the moment.
In fact, the Stracker car was sent to the back of the grid because Johnny Kane was outside the 110% rule because he crashed in the dry trying to get a fast qualifying lap. He'd done his nighttime laps. They'd all done their nighttime laps, but Johnny Kane had not lapped fast enough because his nighttime laps in the wet, and there's the first casualty. No. And it's one of our 5 Aston Martins, and that is a huge wreck. That is my hot tip, I'm afraid, for victory in the AM class. That's Alan Simonsen. We will have a safety car.
Yeah. Already.
Safety car will bring the lead battle under control. This is the lead Audi, Andre Lotterer, right in front of Nico Lapierre. And that looked to me... Was that at Mulsanne corner?
I couldn't really tell from the angle the camera was at.
That's too close to where these guys are, so maybe it was further back. I don't think it was Tetra.